YouTube? All right. So what do you want to talk about, like just for a warm up, Abdul?
No, ma'am. I have already done my
Your warm up. Okay, just give me a minute. Because I'm gonna just give me a minute. All right.
Ma'am, you can ask me trickiest questions, okay, and complex questions, whatever you find.
Okay, I only ask questions, IELTS questions, so that you can
Okay.
familiarize them.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okie dokie. So I'm gonna do this. Okay. Okay, now we're officially live on YouTube, and I shared the link with Keith group, and I have also an IELTS group. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now back to you. Okay, here we go. So let's start with our questions. Part 1 questions, Abdul. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Abdul, do you like art?
Well, my take on this, I love art because it's my childhood fancy as well. When I was a little kid, I used to make drawings with pencils, and I am also a really good painter as well. I like carvings as well as making things from art in my childhood. But nowadays, I am painting things with different sort of colors, and I write down on the white paper and just to draw whatever I want. So it's really amazing.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so you mentioned that you like arts and
Yes.
you did some of those. Did you learn those from school when you were a child?
Yes, actually, when I was studying in my primary school, actually the teacher was there to just uh, when we started learning, he was really guiding us how to draw the new things and like sculptures or paintings or drawings of different fruits, animals. So that in our actually we have had one lesson of arts. Okay, at that time we learned each and everything from that class, and I became familiarized myself at that time.
Okay, that's great. So your next question, have you ever been to an art gallery?
Yes, ma'am. To be honest, when I was graduating in Lahore back in 2010, at that time I visited nearby Lahore Museum. Actually, this museum was having much diverse type of arts and crafts in ancient days, in that were depicting our early days. Uh, but just after we get separated from India. So that was the gallery that really mesmerizing for me.
Okay, so let's move now to another topic.
Yes, ma'am.
So art topic is done. Now let's go to which topic is this now? Okay, happiness. All right.
Okay. Yes,
What are you happy? Are you a happy person, Abdul?
Yes, of course, ma'am. I am really happy person, and I love to be smile and laugh. Whatever it's really a good thing to get all sorts of worries and sorrows. So
Mm.
I definitely would suggest other people as well. If you want to get relaxed, you should be happy and you should smile. Whenever you want to go outside, you should have these habits with you.
Okay, that's good. So Abdul, just a reminder, I
Yes, ma'am.
don't know. I'm not sure if I mentioned to you that these questions are part one questions. I think I didn't, right? So
Okay.
these are part one questions.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
just a reminder, I don't know if you had taken IELTS before. Part one
Yes.
questions are supposed to be you give shorter answers, like
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay.
2 to 3 sentences, but you
Okay.
can make it long because it's a practice. So I it's
Yes, madam. That's why I am talking like considering it is a part three question.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why okay. After that I would like to talk only three, four sentences, then I would wind up. Okay.
Okay, that's also good. If you have lots of ideas in your head, then you
Ma'am,
can.
I'm really strong in my part one and part three. Okay, I'm really strong. Okay, what sort of topic you would ask? I definitely reply in a proper sequence. Okay, by getting a lot of ideas behind. Okay.
Okay, okay. All right. Before we move on, Abdul, I just want to welcome Said Atik. Can you, may I request, please have your camera on? Not sure if Atik is there. Okay, let's continue. Abdul, your next
Yes.
question. So you are a happy person. Now your next question, what usually makes you happy?
To my way of thinking, there is wide range of things that make me really happy. I have a job, I have a family, I have kids. These things are really admiring and really I feel happy all the day that Allah Almighty has blessed me with these kinds. I am a veterinary officer doing my job. I become happy with all the stuff as well.
That's good. Awesome. Okay. Does the weather affect how you feel? Do you feel depressed when it's raining, or if it's winter, if it's cold, and you feel happy when it's lots of sun? So does it affect you?
As far as weather is concerned, I really love with all sorts of weather. In Pakistan, there are four types of weathers, but I really love summer weather because we have a variety of fruits. I love mangoes. It's the bee's knees.
You love what? What was that?
Mangoes, mangoes, ma'am.
Mangoes. Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes, yes, madam.
Okay. So your last question about being happy or about happiness, what makes you feel unhappy? What makes you feel sad? Useful.
I suppose so. I get depressed when there is lot of official assignments at once. So while on the other hand, I become really grieve or feel sorrow, like when anybody that anybody demise or death. So these sort of things really depressing me.
Okay, so you feel sad you know, when you have stress, lots of stress at work, or
Yes.
when people misunderstood you or misjudge you. Yeah, that's yeah, kind of normal. I mean, yeah, everybody feels sad when that happens.
Yes.
Atik, okay, let me just I wanna greet Atik. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. And what about you?
Good. Okay, so are you ready to rock and roll now?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Abdul, can I request you to ask questions to Atik? So you are
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
nurse?
ma'am. Of course. Of
Okay.
course.
Okay.
Hello, brother Said. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. All praise due to Allah. I am fine.
From which country do you come from?
I'm from Bangladesh.
Okay, actually, okay, I understand. Actually, we had last talk with ourselves, if I am not wrong.
Maybe your video is off. That why I cannot recognize you.
Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. What do you do, Said?
I'm a student. I'm a full-time student in it, and recently I completed my graduation program. And
Okay.
I want to complete my higher study in abroad. So that's why I take IELTS preparation.
Okay. I am going to ask you some of the questions regarding photography. Okay. Do you like to take photos?
Obviously, I love it. Whenever I get opportunities, I love to click the photos. And even as a travelholic person, whenever I move one place to another, I never miss out the opportunity. And it's pleasure for me because uh, it's on kind of skill for me. I show my ability towards my friends.
Okay. Do you prefer to take photos yourself or have other people to take photos?
Yes, if someone requests me to take photos, that times I take photos, but otherwise I do not bother people. Uh, Rather, I love to take natural photos.
How long have you liked for taking photos?
Uh, Whenever I enter college, around 5 or 7 years back, that times I started photography and I completed my digital photography course even.
How often do you take photographs?
Sorry.
How often do you take photographs?
Okay. Uh, uh, in the weekend, most probably, because I have a lot of time in the weekend day, especially in Friday. That times I hang out with my friends. One of my friends is also a photographer, so I love to click photo with him because we can share our knowledge and experience, and uh, we actually capture and wait for the best moment when if the photography is good well.
Okay. How did you become interested in photography?
Uh, Actually, it's a quite interesting story. Uh, whenever I actually scroll in the Google, that times I saw some photograph. Maybe the Reuters photographer, uh, a artist who actually post some photography. I cannot guess the name of the photographer, but I really find it interesting. And maybe he posts some baby lion. So I feel interesting. It's quite amazing to do such kind of things. So I feel keen interested to do something better.
Okay. Are there any photos on the walls of your home?
Yeah, in my room there are some couple of photos that I click, and I love to keep it in my wall because I feel nostalgic. Uh, I can remember those days whenever I get a free time and move to click photo.
Okay, let's to switch to other topic, outdoor activities. What do you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I play cricket. As an sportsaholic person, I love to play different type of sports, especially cricket, football, and the World Cup is going on. So recently we actually added a projector towards the World Cup match live. And as I already mentioned that I love to click photo. So sometimes whenever I get enough time, that times I go for a long distance and take some click.
Okay. Do you like outdoor activities or indoor activities? Why?
I love outdoor activities because I feel quite interesting for me, and I can explore new things. But in the indoor, I sometimes feel frustrating because I cannot do such kind of things. And I love to meet with new people and learn to new culture, new language also. So that's why I love outdoor activities.
How much time do you spend outdoor activities every week?
Every week, around 5 or 6 hours. It actually depends upon my mood and time also. If I get enough time, then I love to take time. And if my friend or family member request me, that times I stay a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
that's good.
ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
Now you can switch. Atik,
yes, yes.
you can
Okay.
give cue card to Abdul, and then after the cue card, Abdul will give you cue card as well. And then after that switch again, you will give Abdul part 3 questions, and then Abdul will give you part 3 questions. Okay. I'll just be here like a fly on the wall.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So, Jabbar, are you ready?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So your cue card topics is describe a traditional object that you have in your country.
Okay. Well, a few years back, in 2010, when I finished my
Hey,
graduation
hey,
DPM
just a
degree.
moment. Sorry to interrupt. So let's do it like you are in front of your examiner, because it's good. It's a good practice,
Yes,
including
yes,
the 1 minute preparation, and then you can
Yeah,
pretend to
yeah.
prepare. Also, I take please provide the bullet points. You can send it to me, and I'll
Yeah.
send it to Abdul.
Okay, I think
yes,
it's
yes,
that's just a
Just
minute.
yeah, just if you can screenshot it or take a photo of the question, the cue card, and then send it to me.
Okay, just a minute. I want to take a screenshot.
Okay, sure. So I'll lock the session so that after your part 3 questions, we can wrap up. You guys have your phone on, or I'm not on, I mean, like, if you like to put your phone on mute or on silent mode. Okay, so there we go. So I'll send it to you.
Okay, okay, Jabbar, I sent a cue card in our inbox, so you can check it out.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
Okay. That's the cue card.
yeah, you got
Okay.
it.
Yes,
Talk
ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
about the traditional objects. So I think you can, sorry, can set your timers for your timer for
Sure.
1
So,
minute.
Jabbar, you have 1 minute time to prepare yourself, and
Yes,
then
yes,
you
ma'am.
should pick the topics. Okay, your preparation time is up. Now you should speak.
Okay, that's fine. 1 minute. Okay. Uh, Actually, a few years back, one of the really fascinating thing that I encountered was none other than earthen pot. Actually, this earthen pot was made by the local masons. Okay, and I had never seen something like that before, ever since my childhood, and it was really mesmerizing. The way of making of this sort of thing required a variety of skills and expertise. So actually, I bought it with my mother by visiting the nearby shop. Actually, the shop just located in the city center. So after certain some sort of negotiations, we purchased it for rupees 2000. So actually, its made was really astonishing because it was made of mud as well as the carvings that made with the beautiful and mesmerizing colors. So the lid was made up of just really fine. Actually, it was absolutely outstanding. I would definitely say its quality and its durability was up to the mark. So after getting it, we came back and our mother cooked a really delicious dish of chicken biryani with it. Actually, at that time, we didn't have facilities of gas, and but my mother used to cook with the ordinary wooden sticks. So that helped it really delicious our salan at that time. It was actually curry made of chicken and mixed with a variety of vegetables, including bell pepper, carrots, and cucumber. But after that, we made a really beautiful salad as well. Actually, the quality of the product was really up to the mark, as some sort of physicians or dietitians also recommend to cook in earthen pot rather than considering steel or other type of ceramics. So that earthen pot really is one of the best things at my home. And nowadays, we also like to cook different types of dishes in the same sort of thing. It's really renowned in countryside. As far as cities are concerned, the cities people really rely on the steel, ceramics, or these sort of things, but they don't focus on their health and the benefits, or because by cooking the things in steel really damage the nutrients in present in the ordinary foods. So that's why we are really keen by taking our health up to the mark. So we always become conscious and consider it one of the utmost importance things for our life to keep ourselves healthy and fit. So
Okay.
that's what.
Okay.
I think Atik did not set his timer. Did you forget?
Yes, I think I talked about 3 minutes, madam. Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's okay. Then you have lots of ideas, and it's a good
Yes,
practice.
I can talk more 5 minutes, but it would take. I can describe a lot more that in foreign countries what's happening, what's going on there. You really don't like these traditional things as well. We are traditional people. The culture is really vast and rich.
Mhm.
We are living in a diverse country. We really rely on these things that are really benefiting for our health and for the look, and as well as it's cheaper. Its price is really negotiable and it's easily available in our countries.
Mhm.
These sort of things are really admiring.
Okay. Okay, good. So now it's your turn, Abdul. You can
Yes, ma'am.
give a take cue card,
Okay, madam.
and you can send it to me. I don't know if you are in the same group, so I'm not
Okay,
sure.
ma'am. I
Yeah,
can see.
I think I put a tick. Yeah, I put you a tick on the new Monday, but Abdul
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you can send it to our group, Abdul, and I can also send it to Atik.
Okay, 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 madam. Thank you.
It's so funny when we forget to set our timer and you keep talking.
Yes,
It
madam. Yes,
feels
madam.
so unnatural because you're thinking that I should only speak for 2 minutes and not more than that. And then you
Ma'am,
keep
ma'am,
going on.
what's your assessment regarding my this cue card, please?
Your cue card, I think the only thing that you need is more modulation, because I find that um, you guys in that region, this is your weakness. Modulation means like to vary your pitch depending on what you're talking about. For example, I give you an example. For example, you would say it's delicious. You were talking
Yes.
about food, right? And it's so delicious. So there is like a variation of your pitch.
Yes, yes, yes,
But
yes, ma'am.
Different
Yes.
normally it's like monotone. That's what I noticed. And for example, when it's a big house, you can say it's a big house. So,
Yes, yes, yes.
and
Intonation, ma'am, like
Mhm.
you are telling about intonations we should use.
yeah, it's called intonation, usually in English, whatever, but we call it modulation in speech.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And I think the examiner gets they the examiner gets impressed when you know your modulation. It's because it's more natural when you talk when you are using your language. I don't know how your language, guys, or how you converse each other.
Yes, yes,
When you
yes.
are happy, then you will show that in your in your
Yes, yes.
the way
Some
you
sort of
speak, right?
expressions, some
Yeah,
sort of facial
yeah.
expressions
So
or
you don't
physical
say
expressions.
you
Yeah.
don't say you don't say I'm really happy. It's
Yes,
very unnatural. It's like you don't convince the person that you're talking to that you're happy. I'm really happy. You don't do that.
yes, yes,
Say, oh, I'm
yes,
so happy. I'm really happy. So that's what the examiner is looking for. And for
yes,
you,
yes,
Abdul, you use lots of nice collocations, nice phrases. I like when you said it is really renowned in the countryside.
yes,
That's impressive. And I know there are so many things, like you said, one of the best things, because normally we say one of the best thing instead of things, right? Because
Things,
it's
yes.
one. We think that it's one of the, and you say thing, but no, it's and I
Among the things, one of, yes.
yeah, and I find that a common problem, especially, well, not only in your region, in that specific region, but also in the Philippines, because we think it's one, so we think it's thing, or one of the you say one of, instead of saying one of the children, you say one of the child, or one of my friend, you say one of my friend, but it's not, it's one of my friends, because you have so many friends, but there is this one friend that you are talking about, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah,
I have sent a topic in the
okay.
group as well as, yes.
Okay, so there's another thing, Abdul, that I wanna point out also in your speaking. And I know this is pretty common, but you can improve. Like when you say photos, you say, do you have pictures on the wall of in your room? Do you have,
Yes.
but when you say walls, it's W, right? Walls, you say walls.
Yes, yes, my walls. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. I said walls. I said walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you listen when you get a chance to watch our on YouTube, you will hear it that you said walls instead of walls.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Wall.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
but it's just minor, and you can improve. I know that that's common, but you can improve. Even Germans, that's how they speak too. Their W will become V.
Yes, yes,
In
walls.
some
Yes.
European countries, yeah. Okay, so I'll send this to you. Take. All right. Where are you, Atik? Can't find you here. So I'll just type your name. Okay, you have it now. So Abdul,
Yes,
now
madam.
you can set your timer for a take
Yes, yes, ma'am. I am
one
going
minute,
to set
one
your set your 1 minute starts. Okay. I will let you know when your 1 minute's finished. Okay. So you
Okay.
can write if you wish. Okay, your time is end up. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh, well, I am an sportsaholic person. Well, I am an athletic person, so that's why I love to walk alone sometimes with a group of people, because if we go for a long walk, it's actually really good for our health and physical and mental fitness also. So usually I wake up in the morning and go for a uh, go for a distance that actually I want to cover. Here I would share one of my experience that happens with me whenever I visited Saint Martin. Actually, that time the ship is totally off, so we are actually really unlucky how we move on place to another. But luckily we get a speedboat and finally reach the island. But the problem is we cannot get enough vehicle to move our hotel. So that's why we decided to go for uh, go for all walk with a group. So it takes around 2 or 3 hours because this is my first time when I go for a tour and I walk with someone. So it's quite difficult for me because the piece is because the road is not quite good enough and the infrastructure is not up to date. So it takes too many times, uh, and after actually cover such a long distance, we feel really tired and we are looking some water um, actually to cover our thirst. So but I took it an opportunity to show my skill because I think as an
I
athletic person,
think
if I
time is
give
up.
Okay, okay, your time is up. Okay.
okay.
Okay. I made sure I set my timers to my timer.
Yes, ma'am. I have also set up. So okay, that's fine.
Okay. So you want me to say something, Atik, about
Sure,
your
sure, yeah, you can give me some sort of suggestion.
okay. So in the beginning, you start off okay. You started off very okay, but it's common problem. Even I also do that a lot of times when okay, you started really good, like you said, when I visited, because this is you kind of you wanted to relate to us an experience in the past, right? So you said when I visited, and that's really good. I said, okay, good, good, good. So, but then it switched to it takes around such and such hours, the walk that you were talking about. So you switched to present tense. In the beginning,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
used the past tense, visited, and that was really good. Perfect. But after that, you said it takes around such and such hours, and you said takes too long. And this is also about collocation, okay? Takes too many times. So I think you meant it takes so long. The walk was, yeah, took so long. So, and not only the collocation, also your tense, you said takes. It's
Yes.
in the
I
present.
think he said used, ma'am. I think total present indefinite tense instead of using past like past indefinite or past perfect tense. He should have used these tenses.
Mhm. I
Okay, I
think,
need to maintain past tense.
but sometimes it's okay to switch to present tense, especially
Yes,
if you are really talking a scenario. For example, oh, the food was good, and my friend said this, and when you are like relating a conversation,
yes,
so
madam.
you
That's
can, yeah,
yes,
sometimes you can say you can
yes,
use
ma'am.
the present tense, but I think when you said it took many hours or such and such hours, it should be took, not takes. It takes. Your agreement was really good because um, most of us would say it take instead of it takes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it was
Okay.
actually, if it was not a question whether you should use past tense or present tense. That was really good, a good subject and verb agreement. Another thing I take in your part one, I wanna really point this out because I hear that this many times from others too, and I think it's because of your I can't think of the word. I'm lost. Okay, I think it's your
Your
native
habit.
language. Yeah,
Yes,
it's because of our native language that we try to translate it in our head. So you said click the photos, but Abdul, in your question, you said take. Do you like taking photos? And that's correct because that's from your book, right?
yes,
And
ma'am.
Yeah.
I think in the first time, at first you said click the photo, and then after Abdul gave you more questions about taking photos, you also use the take photos. It was really good. But then you switch again to click photos, and click is not the right collocation. Click photos, they don't go together.
Okay.
But I noticed this not only from you, but from others.
You can use like take photos or capture photos and these sort of things, or
Mhm. But not click. You can use click when the next word is camera. Okay.
yes,
So when about taking photos, you say, I click my camera. If you use camera, they go together, click and camera. But click and photos, they don't go together. It should be take. But
yes,
I'm pretty sure in your level, guys, you know this, but it's just because you are used to using these words or the collocation. So that's why sometimes you don't even notice that that's how you match the words, the phrase. And even in Makar, I noticed that, and I know I'm very impressed with Makar IELTS books.
yes,
I noticed that is she a woman? She's a woman, right?
yes, madam. She is a woman.
Sorry.
And yeah, and
I need to
I
join.
read she also wrote click.
Yes,
Oh,
madam.
so it's
Yes.
done.
Ma'am, lot of a wide range of mistakes are there in Makkar books as well.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I also thought about it, but you know,
I know she's good, but it's because
yes.
she's not a native language speaker. That's why, a native English speaker. So that's why it's
Ma'am, the other thing is that the cue card is not really impressive. Okay, and the way of writing the cue card is not so much uh, like we talk, and according to the IELTS preparation point of view I am talking about, it's not up to the mark.
Mhm,
Okay, there are not the linking words or connectors or
mhm.
it's okay, it's
Yeah,
satisfactory,
I
I would
think
say.
it's because of her native language. It's
Yes, yes, ma'am.
she's trying to translate she's trying to translate English into her native language or her native language into English, and
Yes, ma'am.
that's the result. But overall, being a non-native English speaker,
Yes. But
I
ma'am, one thing is
already,
more in part three, in part three of Makkar IELTS book, the question answers are really short. You know, we have to talk about 1 minute for each of the question in part three. So you can say you have to give examples as well as you have to uh, get the ideas for the past as well, and you have to connect it with the present. So
Mhm.
I think she has written only 2-3 lines, so I think it's not enough to talk
Yeah,
about.
but you see, I in my course also, I don't know if you're familiar with the IELTS Advantage. I have a course with them with this website,
Yes, ma'am.
and the examiners, they are ex-examiners. They
Yes,
said that ideally 40 seconds for
yes, madam.
each question of part three questions. Let me say it again. So
Ma'am, but how long can you extend your answer? Like I have watched a variety of videos on YouTube as well. Sometimes you can uh, talk about 2 minutes as well. So, you know, some sort of questions like advantages and disadvantages if the question is there.
yeah,
So you can
it
take
all
some time.
depends. It all depends on your examiner, because they will interrupt anyway. If they
Yes,
feel
yes,
like
ma'am.
you're just going around and
Going,
around
going.
and around and
Yes,
around
yes,
repeating, then they would give you another question, right? So
yes,
just keep talking as long as your ideas. But
yes, ma'am.
if you feel like I cannot talk something more sensible anymore, then just stop, because you will just make mistakes.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
one
how
of
can
my
we
best
keep
friends living in Canada, Brampton. Okay.
Mhm.
And he got 8 points in speaking, and he told me just keep going on. Okay, keep
Mhm.
yourself talking in front
Yeah.
of the examiner. Don't stop. And examiner would stop, and you should not stop. Okay, and that's really interesting thing. And that's the point. But in part first, you should talk about 20-30 seconds or enough, I think.
Yeah, part one should be shorter because,
But
like I
at
said,
part three, you can give your ideas, views, and give examples and support
Mhm.
ideas and sort of things you can connect and wind up your question as well.
Yeah.
So, yes, madam.
Okay. I think you have something to say. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, my exam date was December 10. So right now, recently I gave a mock test and I got 6.5. So how can I improve within a short time? My desired score is 7 because I have not
Oh,
enough time actually.
I think you'll just have to do your best. Yeah, who knows? You will get your 7, but 6.5 to improve in such a short time, it's hard. I know from my own experience that I live in Canada. I speak English every day in and
Yes,
day out. Uh, but when I first took the test, like in 2019, I got a 7. But I did not prepare because I just it's not a requirement for me. I just wanted to know my level, and I think IELTS is the best way to know it.
yes,
Um,
madam.
and then I took recently and I got 8, and I know I could perform even better, but I was nervous, I was anxious, and I was happy I got 8.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
you deserve more than 8.
I'm sorry.
You deserve more than 8.
Yeah, I was aiming like 8.5, but I would my when I after my interview, when I came out of the room, I just said, "Oh no." But I got 8, so that was good. But the last time was even worse because it was worse in a way that I stopped even before 2 minutes with my cue card.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I think my examiner was really very kind, very nice guy, and he gestured to me like that because he couldn't talk, right?
Yes,
He
yes,
couldn't say continue because it was recorded, and that was not allowed for him to say continue. He just gestured to me that
yes,
continue.
yes.
And I looked at him and I said, and then I started talking again, and I could see only like 3-4 words and the time was up. So I thought like, oh no, I screwed up. But he gave me 7. I was so happy.
Ma'am, I think does it matter to take this IELTS exam in English speaking countries or because we are living in Asian countries, I think here to take this IELTS exam is really different scenarios. Okay. You are living in native speaking countries, they know you are here and you are in Canada, you don't like much about the English language. That's why he was just going to stimulate you and convince you that you have to speak more and more. So, but these things are not available in Pakistan or in other countries as well, I would say. So the examiner are not really sporting in this sense. I would definitely, I am sure. But in English speaking countries, whenever any foreigner come there, or they used to take the exams, and they really become polite and they will behave you really in a well way. So your confidence level would be boosted. So in this way, I think these things matters a lot.
Yeah, I heard many stories. I heard from others their experiences that they seem to feel that those native English speakers examiners, they are kinder to give you
Yes,
good, better
yes, madam.
Even
That's
score.
that's the
in
I've heard
Bangladesh
about
also.
that. And
yes, ma'am.
but but maybe that's true because in 2019 when I took, that was a native English speaker.
Yes.
This time recently, she was not white. She was a woman, and she was not white. But sometimes you don't say that, okay, this woman is not a native speaker because she's not white. No, you can't say that, because when they are born here and they have their education here, they're considered native English speakers, right? And yeah, she gave me 8. But I was happy. I was happy with the 8. But I could see that in her facial expression, she was not friendly. If I compare the examiner that I had 3 years ago, he was very friendly. He was smiling, but this woman, she was very
Ma'am,
stern.
I think so that gender equality is also matters. I think in your first time there was male, and whenever any male encounters that the female is just in hurdle or feeling difficulty, then he becomes really cooperative. But and it was happened with me as well when I took my first exam back in 2010, and he was male, and he gave me only 5 bands in speaking.
Oh
Okay,
no.
and one at that time, actually my vocabulary and lexical resource was nothing, and at that time there was no this internet technology, and I prepared my all IELTS preparation by just staying at hostel with my colleagues. So I didn't have much experience of talk with others as well. Like nowadays we are having all sort of internet facilities. We can talk, chit chat with foreign internationals as well.
Mhm.
So you can say it also depends upon gender. I am really in this uh, question that it really depends upon the person, its mentality, and whether it's male or female.
Yeah, I think I agree with you with the mentality, but I don't agree with the gender, because it can be a man, it can be a woman. If that person of that gender is not friendly, he's not friendly. If that person, a woman, is not friendly, she's not friendly. She cannot change just a snap, like there and then, when she's in front of you, and be friendly, right? If that's her personality, if that's his personality, then she's not friendly, he's not friendly. But if the
Yes,
person is
madam.
friendly, it doesn't matter if she's in front of someone who is annoying or she finds annoying.
But ma'am, if any person, your examiner is not friendly, then the other person, the examinee, would definitely distracted and would feel like I am
Yeah.
underconfident, and
Mhm.
he feels some sort of anxiety as well. So
Mhm.
if
It
you
would
feel
affect.
the other examiner that's feeling really happy, and he or she is making smiles and this sort of thing, your confidence level goes higher. Okay?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
that's correct. Yeah.
Actually, it's
Yes.
one kind of informal conversation, but some examiner really takes it. Uh, they behave like they are rude, and you must need to give the answer in a proper way. So that times we feel a little bit down.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I would like to give some sort of suggestions to Said.
Mhm.
Uh, Actually, I started my preparations just 1.5 months ago. Okay, and actually, I was feeling really hard how to improve my speaking skill, because I also need 7 bands, and I worked really hard. To be honest, I nowadays I have been practicing with 4 guys. I have been spending almost 4 to 5 hours on daily basis of continuous talk. Okay, on daily basis, it's my practice, and I also suggest to you as well to do the same. If you want to really improve your communication skills, you have your almost grammar is almost 50-50. Okay, and whatever I have listened, Madam Rita listened, you always try to use present tense instead of whenever you should Actually, you should use past instead of present, and you can use both if you are comparing the things. Like I was doing the thing, I had long walk, and but nowadays it's really difficult. I am in a hectic situation. I am studying. I am working. You can compare. If you are going to talk about past, just consider to use a was or had been or these sort of things. Okay,
Mhm.
and try to
Okay.
use like modal verbs: could, would, should. Okay, this would really mark your exam. And try to use idiomatic expressions. Ma'am, I used in my cue card idiomatic expression, two idiomatic, like hands down the best, as well as it's none other than. Okay, and
Okay.
I used while we took our first session, part one. Madam Rita took it. So I used three or four idiomatic expressions. Okay, and I actually watched Mr. Keith's video. Okay, about the idiomatic expressions. I wrote down all these things, and I learned these things. Okay, and I should also recommend you as well to do these similar things that I had done. And I am improved a lot, and I can speak about any topic at extended length. Okay, and on the other side, you should improve your vocabulary, like really fascinating words, but don't use too many. 2 3 words are enough. Okay, like whatever you can use.
You know what, like when you talk about idioms, if you are not used to using that, then don't just like right away there when you're in front of your examiner and force yourself to use it, because
Yeah.
you can use simple words and you still get good mark, as long as they're grammatically correct, pronunciation.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yeah, but if you can practice and you feel like, okay, now I feel more comfortable using this idiom, then I can
Ma'am,
impress
I
with
would
that.
like to share my take on. I used my take on. Take on is an idiomatic expression. Okay,
Mhm,
and to my way of thinking, it's also idiomatic expression as well as phrase.
mhm.
And other is second to none, hands down the best. It's the bee's knees. It's also if you find anything that's really you like and you love, and this thing for this thing you can say it's the bee's knees. Okay, and I
Mhm.
have learned all these things by heart, and I am really habitual of using these words in my daily
Yeah,
routine as well.
that's good because you are already used to it. Then it's
Yeah.
it's natural for you to use. You sound natural, and which
Yes.
is
Yes.
that's our goal, right? Okay, guys, it's already past midnight here, so I really need to go.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
madam.
you're
Have a
welcome.
nice
So
day
we'll
ahead.
meet
Have a good
again
day.
on Monday if you are, if
Okay.
it's
Okay.
convenient for you guys. If not, then we can do
Okay.
this. That's why I
Okay.
changed the hour for Friday.